For decades, the American dream included a specific piece of real estate, the sprawling backyard garden. It is the deeply idealized picture of a family kneeling together in the dirt, coaxing life directly from the earth. But native ground soil is often a hostile, unpredictable environment. It is frequently packed with dense clay that chokes roots, harbors aggressive weeds, and acts as a permanent reservoir for soil-borne diseases. Because of that idyllic backyard ideal, planting in pots has carried a long-held stigma. It is often viewed as a space-saving compromise, reserved for people on a high-rise balcony without a yard of their own. Yet, relying on the native ground is a biological liability. If you want precise control over what you grow, the most effective strategy involves pulling your plants out of the earth. Behind the scenes at massive commercial nurseries, expert growers deliberately pull their crops out of the native earth. For the professional grower, the container functions as a self-regulating microenvironment, isolating the plant from the variables of the surrounding terrain. Superior yields come from managing three specific environmental variables that ground soil leaves completely to chance: hydration, root temperature, and mobility. By treating plant growth as a strict mathematical equation where you control every input, the container becomes a tool to standardize biological success. Consider the problem of hydration. Standard ground soil suffers from erratic drainage. Heavy rain can leave roots starved of oxygen in a puddle of mud, while a dry spell leaves them parched. This diagram shows a wicking container's internal structure. A false bottom holds a water reservoir beneath a perforated barrier. Capillary action waters the plant from the bottom up, drawing moisture through microscopic soil gaps via surface tension, allowing roots to drink precisely as needed. Because the moisture stays below ground, the surface soil remains dry. Weed seeds rely on surface moisture to germinate, so this setup prevents them from sprouting. You fill the reservoir, and the physics take over. This closed-loop fluid dynamic allows the plant to self-regulate its hydration without the need for manual timing or constant human intervention. Climate is the second variable. Native earth is slow to thaw in the spring, delaying planting, and it can bake roots during late summer heat waves. Because they are elevated and exposed to the air, above-ground containers warm up quickly. You can plant weeks earlier, extending the growing season for an earlier harvest. To combat extreme heat, nurseries use the pot-in-pot method. They bury an outer socket pot in the ground and nest a production container inside. This air gap insulates the root zone, blocking heat waves and preventing temperatures that stunt growth. Manipulating root temperatures this precisely separates the plant's health from its local geography. It allows sensitive species to thrive in climates that would typically be too extreme. Then there is mobility. A plant rooted in the ground is trapped in a single microclimate, fully exposed to whatever weather or pests arrive in that specific spot. A pot provides strategic options. You can shift a cool weather crop into the shade to prevent it from bolting, or isolate an infected plant from the rest of your crop to stop a disease from spreading. But perhaps the most important variable you can manage with mobility is the physical toll on the human body. Elevating containers to create waist-high raised beds eliminates the need for bending and kneeling. This makes high-yield gardening accessible to seniors and anyone with limited mobility. Mobility allows you to adjust the ecosystem to fit the person tending it, rather than forcing the person to adapt to the limitations of the ground. The physical boundary of the container serves as an active biological shield. It locks out native weeds and pests while maintaining engineered moisture levels, precise nutrients, and optimized temperatures inside. Whether it's a commercial tree farm or a small apartment balcony, the physical principles are the same. Stepping away from the earth is a tactical choice, one that provides the consistency and environmental control needed to ensure a successful harvest.